warm welcome to you. It is a pleasure as always to have you join us on Almond Finance and Wealth Report. As you know, we are your source for the latest happenings in the world of business. I am Margaret Mary Silver. On this edition, we begin by joining Faith and her guests on the town hall for the continuation of their exclusive session on the topic, driving the retail end of insurance business in Nigeria, beyond Rhetorics. Are insurance brokers interested in retail insurance? What role can insurance agents play to drive retail businesses in the insurance industry? All these and more form the basis of our discussion on the town hall, so do take.
When we are talking of the retail, it's the companies that have a good functional agency system through which you sell these products to the individual.
Also in this edition, we bring you highlights of the new brand identity launch of Insurance Brokers of Nigeria Limited, held recently at the Federal Palace Hotel, Victoria Island, Lagos. Not forgetting also our industry icon segment. All these and more are what we have lined up for you this week, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. Before shortly, please stay with us.
Having insurance is like having an army or police force. Having these shows you are ready for your enemies should they decide to attack. The enemies may never attack, but you must always have your defenses ready and prepared.
Mr. Jaffa, would you say that to really penetrate the retail end of insurance business in Nigeria, is it the most significant challenge? Is it that of the foot soldiers, like the agents that we talked about? That's one. Then secondly, we do know that this market is a brokers controlled market. It has always been. So would you say brokers on their own part have done well in terms of reaching out to the grassroots with either life or general insurance products?
One of the greatest challenges to brokers is the issue of having the foot soldiers actually to penetrate. Today we say that there are a lot of unemployment in Nigeria, but invite people to to be enrolled or enlisted into deployment market as brokers or agents. How many will respond? The youth will hardly accept to work as insurance marketers, because from the background, from the history, they don't perceive insurance
just
as
like in China.
Exactly, a good business. Some of them, maybe their uncle, their father may have had an experience into the industry, but they wouldn't want to repeat. The reason possibly they didn't do well or whatever. But the whole thing is this issue of perception. The perception here is very, very poor. They don't see the insurance industry. The product is insurance, not actually the broker. The broker is the middleman. Broker is the intermediary. We pass on the insurance product, insurance business to the underwriters. Now, the question is, how do the underwriters, handle the product? So they perceive it poorly in the sense that when there is claim, they find it difficult to get their claim. That is the perception. Most of the claims, unless the brokers are involved, you hardly get your claim. So, and because of poor knowledge, they are unable to distinguish between the broker and the underwriter. If you come, they will classify all of you as underwriters or the insurance people. If you say, no, we are there for you, they say, no, We are all the same. If we have claim, who pays? So that is why we are here. They hardly believe you. So it requires this information, this knowledge. A lot of people out there, the grassroots need to be properly educated on this issue. Even in the market, when I talk of segmentation, we're also talking about the knowledge of knowing who is a broker, the role of a broker, who is an underwriter, the role of underwriter, and what have you. Out there at the grassroots, they lack this knowledge. And we are doing a lot as brokers to educate the public. Before now, you don't have brokers putting up billboards, adverts, but today, NCRID as a body is doing a lot in this direction to put on the public, the functions, the role of a broker, that the broker is for them, in their own best interest. We work for the policyholder, we don't work for the underwriter. So
but they get paid by the underwriter.
Well,
because it's a lot. I say that because even on radio, sometimes people find it difficult to reconcile the fact that I go through an insurance broker to get my insurance, and I don't need to pay extra money to the broker for helping me get that insurance. Yes. It's a difficult. It's difficult for people to understand that because they now feel like, okay, so if he's helping me to get the insurance product, and I'll pay you for that. But I now said, no, you are not paying him anything. So the next question is, who pays him? Say, oh, it's the insurance company. They are all the same. No, I don't know if you all...
Yeah, I do. But this is the issue of the understanding, the knowledge aspect that I'm talking about. Because whether you place your risk direct with underwriter or you pass it through an intermediary, the broker, the same premium is what you are going to, because that brokerage or the commission is imbued to the premium that you pay. That you are going through an underwriter direct does not, give you that leverage or discount from the premium that you are supposed to pay. So that is the thing. So it is built. The underwriter pays from the premium collected, just a little portion for the services rendered. It's not the policyholder don't pay in addition because
that is what I'm saying.
That is what I'm explaining.
A lot of information.
Yes, I want to come in. I equally want to see this as equally a demotivator, because when you go to other markets, the brokers charge fees, and it motivates you.
So the brokers charge
fees, yes, but in our own system here, you have a regulated commission. We can equally see it as it may equally be a factor that is making it difficult for people to go beyond going the extra mile.
You see, it will be even more difficult. If after having known that the commission is imbued, you collect that and then charge the policyholder another commission.
It's not commission. It
will be more difficult for the person because he's paying from the same post. You pay the premium, you also pay another commission. Whereas you also collecting commission from the, so I don't think it is.
Let me come in. Charging additional fee on the part of the broker. That one will serve as disincentive to the members of the community. Yes. When you look at even in corporate organizations, when they are drawing up their budget for the year, know that insurance is always at the bottom. So thinking of now, let me just down. Where am I looking at? I think the fundamental issue is the challenge to really read the heart of the policyholder of the benefit of insurance. Recent statistics show that in Nigeria, only 39% are literate. What about informal sectors who are not literate? or insurance literary, let me use the word. So I think this is where we focus on. Talking about the issue of additional fee, let me just briefly mention what happened in the UK. In the UK, there is or European Union, there is a policy that as a broker, when you are looking for the insurer for your client, before you can decide, you must have consider a reasonably large number of insurers to be able to know the one that is appropriate. Then we realize that insurers, many brokers may not even go to that extent, and few, because additional fee they may get from the insurer. So I think where I'm looking at is that, and they try to justify it. If there is a broker that prepare a sales guide that inform the market, that generate, because of some expenses
on the right
on behalf of the insurer.
Yeah.
It is the insurer that will pay. Not that, because if you now pass that one to the policyholder, that one will create a problem. So when you look at it, not only that the issue of the literacy is here, even look at the economic hardship. The current Swiss rate, this, when you're talking about Sub-Saharan Africa, about the insurance take-up, one of the issues that they mentioned is the issue of the poverty. You see there.
Okay,
but I want to, but what I'm trying to say, bringing it, because you see all over the world, brokers go for corporate clients. It's the agency. So everything still goes back to the underwriter. Because when we are talking of the retail, it's the companies that have a good functional agency system through which you sell these products to the individuals. When
so in sharing your thought, are you saying that brokers don't have a role to play to develop the retail end of this market?
No, they have a role, but it shouldn't be the primary, because when you look at, let's take for UK, for instance, you have the broker, you have the consultants, you now have an agent. You discover that when you talk of big clients, it's the brokers. Then you equally have the consultants. Those people are qualified, but they are not registered as they go for the middle. But all these small retail businesses, which they call personal lines, the company has a way of going for it.
Putting out an
agency structure that will get to those people. So we now discover that these people are going to sell, and they know that once we sell, we make commission from it. Then there is equally another thing that he said I wanted to react earlier, the issue of people not being attracted to insurance. I think things are changing. We have many graduates, we have many people. There was somebody I was discussing with. He is an agent. He told me that he won't want to do any other business.
That's interesting.
Yes, there are some agents that make over $1 million in a month in this market. Yes. So it depends on attitude. It depends on perception. And equally also the company structure. Because like I said, when we did that study, you discover that the way agents are being remunerated in this market is not the same.
It's a huge problem.
And it's not even the same. Yes. You have some companies that are paying agents salaries. They have insurance and things like that. You have some companies that believe that they only pay commission. You equally have some companies that don't even have insurance protection for the agents. So these are issues.
Okay, so what you're saying now, are you saying they should have, the insurance industry should have a uniform payment structure for agents?
I don't want to suggest that, but what I'm saying is that there should be a good structure that will motivate young people, attract young people into the agency system. And by the time, the more agents we have in this market, he has mentioned in China. What of India?
Yes, I want to say
and then another thing also, you discover that the issue of training is very, very key.
Very, very important.
It's not the issue of you just run 2 days program, you say you are giving somebody a certificate of proficiency. In China, in India, they have a well-structured training program for agents.
And they deliver.
Why would you deliver? Yes.
Oh
If you're just joining us, this is Almond Finance and Wealth Report. Moving on now, Insurance Brokers of Nigeria Limited began operations in 1955 and have consistently delivered excellent service to their numerous clients in the past 62 years. Recently, the board, management, friends, and well-wishers gathered at the Federal Palace Hotel, Victoria Island, Lagos, for the new brand identity launch, a milestone event in the company's journey to the future. Enjoy.
Insurance Brokers of Nigeria Limited, IBN, is Nigeria's pioneer incorporated broking firm established in 1955. The company has been serving Nigerian people and corporate enterprises over the last 62 years. In a bid to properly position the company for the next phase of their global ambition to be amongst the most respected risk management and insurance broking firms, the company recently unveiled its new brand identity at a well-attended launch at the Federal Palace Hotel, Victoria Island, Lagos. In his welcome address, the chairman of the board of IBN, Otunba Dr. Adekunle Ojola, OFR, said the company's belief, hope from inception, is to render unparalleled service to their clients.
IBN, from inception, has remained in the forefront of providing collaborative risk solutions to various strategic sectors of the Nigerian economy. Our clients are very diverse. Their personal risks and business dynamics are varied and always changing. Throughout our evolution, one thing that has never changed is our commitment to create and deliver innovative risk and insurance management.
The core values of professionalism, integrity, and ethics have kept the brand IBN over the past 62 years. In his brief remarks, the chairman and his special guest of honor, Chief Emeka Anyaoku, GBCO, said that while multinationals have fully embraced insurance, majority of small-scale enterprises who need protection most are yet to embrace insurance to protect their assets.
The important role of insurance in promoting enterprise and development of any nation is not in contention. But at this stage of Nigeria's economic development, it is appropriate to ask, are the enterprises in Nigeria taking the optimal advantage of insurance to promote and protect their businesses? I believe that the general response is that while multinational companies, large-scale indigenous businesses, some federal and state government agencies, while always embrace insurance.
In his remarks, the Executive Vice Chairman of IBN, Chief Prosper Okwu, says that IBN currently deploys premium in excess of 10 billion naira into the Nigerian insurance market.
Our market leverage is very available because at the moment we deploy in excess of 10 billion naira premium to the Nigerian insurance marketplace. This leverage has enabled us to meet key decision makers in various insurance companies to negotiate the best deal for our clients, whether on program pricing, reverse cover, or field settlement. Our strength is an unparalleled knowledge with global experience and commitment to deliver social service as an available partner to our clients and providing senior support to reduce their risk and insurance management needs.
With a speech taken, the chairman of the occasion, Chief Anyaoku, proceeded to unveil the new brand identity of IBN.
I believe that the future of IBN, as I said in my remarks, is not only bright, but also very promising.
Leading the pack of goodwill message at the event were Marine of Mayor, Chief Executive Univer, Mr. Austin Olorinshola, Mr. Genya Jumagobia, former Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Mr. Shola Tinubu, Deputy President, NCRIB, Mr. Eddie Efekoha, Chairman, NIA, and a host of others. The company also used the occasion of the launch to recognize some loyal staff. Some management staff of the company had this to say about their operations and their focus for the future.
Yes, it's consistently providing service that is second to none as far as insurance working practice is concerned in Nigeria. And over the experience that it has gathered, it is also following them to greater heights, and that they can't afford to really have a competitor that will also give such services, because you can't get the kind of services that IBM offers anywhere in Nigeria.
What has kept that company up to 52 years is the people behind the company. I think it's part of why we're here, to let our partners and the world know that to be successful in the past 52 years, we could do even better than the past. Insurance brokers of Nigeria, we've tried over the years to understand the business of our clients, which has helped us to design appropriate insurance programs for their insurances. Also, providing them with broking and claim administration that's of power in the industry.
We are the leading broker. We have been there for 63 years, and we believe because of the changes in the world, what is happening, we need to rebrand. So that's why we're rebranding today. And we believe that with this rebranding, we are going to be identified as a leading broker that has come of age. And we believe that yes, we have the expertise, and we have the knowledge, we have the people, we have the employees, we have the staff, and we can put our resources together and then be able to stay in another 62 years.
The new brand identity of this proudly Nigerian company is the resurgence of their commitment to their clients, that they are here for another 52 years as a truly independent company focused on helping their clients venture boldly with confidence to maximize opportunities created from their enterprises. IBM will continue to deliver knowledge and possibilities.
That is our time on the program. I do hope you enjoyed every moment spent. Join us again next week for yet another exciting and fresh package. But in the meantime, feel free to connect with us across all our social media platforms. Also remember that this program airs on BTOS Television Ibadan every Thursday by 6 p.m. As our partner shot this week, do enjoy this jacked up car ad from State Farm Insurance. My name is Margaret Mary Theodore. Thanks for watching.
I'll be back. Is this my car?
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments,
This is ridiculous!
there's one of these.
Is this my car? What? This is ridiculous.
This can't be happening!
This can't be happening.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart.
Oh, it's happening, sweetheart. Shut up.
Shut up!
That's why State Farm is there.
What a day.
With car insurance for when things go wrong.
What a day!
But also here with car loans to help life go right. State Farm.